Welcome to Save As Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David Darkangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Save As Ability. Please help us continue to grow our channel, support great content coming for you. Like, subscribe, share, connect with us, and we'll be sure to feature the items you're interested in. We've been getting great reaction to some of the most recent episodes, and we'll keep doing it. So put the comments, subscribe, and we'll get that going. Well, we want to welcome in our guest today. It's Aaron Golub. Aaron, welcome. You're joining us from the left coast, so it's a little early your time.
Hey, David. Great to be here with you.
So it's great to have you with us. We're going to be talking about all of the success that you've had and in your journey. And so with that, let's begin and let's talk about some of the things you think are important for people with disabilities to be successful in entrepreneurship.
Yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, the biggest thing is understanding that, you're going to, whether you have a disability or not, I don't think it matters. I think it's whoever you are. It's the fact that you're going to fail multiple times, and you need to learn from each failure. You need to understand how to pivot. You need to understand how to adjust, and you need to, be okay with that, and not just take failure, personally. You're going to have to restart. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to keep going and figure out the path for you.
I love that message. And you know what I always say, the path to prosperity is paved by perseverance. So I love your perseverance message. Why don't you share with our audience a little bit about your journey? You have some accomplishments that are very notable. You've been a first in a couple of different categories, and integrate that to how it helps you now with your very successful speaking business.
Yeah. So, for me, my quick backstory for those who don't know it is, I was the first legally blind Division I athlete to play in a game. Played football at Tulane University, was named a team captain, went on to become an NFL free agent, and now I run two businesses. My first one is, I do speak engagements, workshops, consulting with, companies, teams, conferences all around the world. I also run a business where, basically grow and scale speaking businesses for entrepreneurs, speakers, people who, are looking to do that more. And so I think the lessons I learned from sports, from football, really did carry over, understanding, communication, leadership, teamwork, all of those types of things. I think that every day is new when it comes to entrepreneurship and building businesses, and you're always learning as you're going. But I think that there's absolutely lessons in the realm of communication, leadership, and those types of areas that translate over really well.
Yeah, and I think you're a great example of it. So maybe you could share with our audience a couple of keys to success if they're interested in maybe starting their own business. One of the things that we've really talked about here is a great path for people to explore is entrepreneurship. You get to set your own hours. There's a lot of flexibility there. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, the first answer is transparently, I think 99% of people should not be entrepreneurs. I think most people are built to, work a 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think the thing that people don't see is that, everybody thinks online that entrepreneurship is this, glorious thing that you start a business and you start making boatloads of money and you can do whatever you want, and that's cool and great, and that's, the byproduct of social media. What people don't see is the, endless days that you work, 18 hours, that you have to pay a team and you don't know where that money's coming from at certain times, that you have demanding, client requests, that you have a lot going on. And so I think for most people, entrepreneurship, truthfully, is not the path to go to. Now, for someone like myself, I did not like the whole 9 to 5 world. I wanted to build something and build a legacy. I understood that in order to build long-term wealth to the degree that I want to build, you can't really get that through a traditional 9 to 5. And so if that's you, if that's the avenue you want to take, I think it's absolutely worth exploring. But the thing I always like to tell people is, just because it looks cool doesn't mean that needs to be the path for you. It's always about finding what's right for you and you
right.
individually, and not, doing what the, trend seems to be.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Entrepreneurship's not for everybody, but I do think that it's worthwhile exploring for people, particularly like, trying to find your way. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the mentor-mentee relationships that you might have had, or internships that you might have had that might have helped lead you in that direction of self-employment and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I mean, I worked at different, financial firms out of college. I had I went into the world of finance as I was building my business and doing both of those things at the same time. And, I learned a lot from those areas. I learned what I, liked to do. I learned what I didn't like to do. And so I think that was super valuable. In today's world, I'm a strong believer in the whole, mentorship realm. I'm a believer that if you don't know how to do something, then surround yourself with, the right people. And so, I constantly pay people who are, much further along than I am to show me how to get there. I'd rather, if someone is doing $10 million a year and I want to, get to where they're doing, I'd rather pay them so I can shorten that, cycle. It's the same thing with internships and jobs. If you want to learn to do something, if you want to do what I'm doing, if you want to do what David's doing, if you want to do what someone else is doing, maybe that's reaching out to them and trying to intern for them or seeing if you can get a job with them and learning from them. It doesn't need to necessarily be that whole, paying them to show you what to do. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to intern and learn and work for the person that you want to get into that same realm as they're doing.
Right. And I know as you're out there talking to people, people come up to you all the time and probably ask you for advice. If you had one piece of advice to give our listeners today, what would it be in terms of employment?
Just to keep going. Specifically for a speaker, speaking is, one of the toughest industries, in my opinion, to grow in the short term. It's not something that you can start and you will get a ton of revenue tomorrow. There's plenty of other businesses that a sales cycle is shorter, but to be a consistently paid speaker, oftentimes those sales cycles take 3, 6, 12 months to actually land the opportunity and get paid. And so I think the understanding is just keep going and realizing that the actions that you take today, you might not see those results tomorrow, but they'll start to compound over the coming weeks, months, and years. And then it will become effortless eventually, where you can consistently grow and consistently do those things, but not getting discouraged when, day one or week one, you don't see the results that you want.
Yeah, when I used to teach at Suffolk University, one of the things I used to do the first day of class is I used to write no 99 times on the board. And the very last thing I'd put yes. You do have to be prepared to get those 99 no's before you get that one yes. So Aaron, as we begin to wrap up, can you tell people more about how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, first off, my, on social media, LinkedIn, Aaron Golub, on, Instagram, Twitter, other things at Aaron J. Golub. And then, my website and email is, aarongolub.com and aaron@aarongolub.com. And, happy to help, happy to, answer any questions and be a resource to, people if you need it.
Yeah, it's all about networking because we know that you have plenty of things going on and maybe there's a way that people can work with you and you can work with other people. The rising tide lifts all ships. And I just think when opportunities happen, it can help everybody, right?
Definitely.
So what's next for you as we start to wrap up here?
For me, it's just continuing to, grow my businesses and help other people. So, it's always how do we grow and scale and get to that next level. And, for me right now, a lot of that is focused on, certain revenue goals and things of that nature. But at the same time, it's helping more people so they can, build their, businesses, whether it be as a speaker or, with my speaking engagements and continue to go into, help companies, help teams around the world.
Well, you've got a terrific system that you use to put in place that really is a funnel. So I think people should call and ask you about that because you certainly have great techniques to be able to drive content and get customers and find opportunities. So we appreciate you for everything you do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was great to come and be here and happy to help.
Well, thank you, Aaron. I know we're going to be hearing more from you in the future. So thank you again for being a guest today. And as we wrap up, we want to thank everybody out there. And again, please help us build our channel. Subscribe, like, comment, share. We'll keep great content flowing for you. We want to thank Aaron Golub for joining us. We'll be back next week with another episode of Say Visibility. It's David D'Arcangelo, and I hope you have a great day. For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #TheNewRadio. Again, my name is David Darkangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.